Hi class, in this video we're going to be reviewing long division. And here's our example. For the process of long division, we see 252 divided by 4. The 252, which is the number on the left hand side, will always go on the inside, and the second number will always go on the outside. Now I'm going to try to skip or not skip any steps here. So how many times can 4 go into 2? The answer will be 0 times. So because we go into it 0 times, I write a 0 here. I subtract that, get a remainder of 2. Now I bring down the 5. How many times can 4 go into 25? In this case, I believe it can go into it 6 times. Because 4 times 6 is 24. Now I subtract that, get a remainder of 1. I now carry the 2 down. Now how many times can 4 go into 12? I believe it can go into it 3 times. So now I write a 12 here. Because 4 times 3 is 12. Now the remainder is 0, and we are finished. So our final answer is going to be 63. So 252 divided by 4 is 63. Now, an alternative way to do this is to actually put it as a fraction. So when you see 252 divided by 4, the first number that is dividing the second number can go onto the top, and the second number goes on the bottom. Now, from this step, you can actually start thinking, what numbers are divisible out of 252 and 4 that are common? In this case, I noticed 2 is, so let's try a 2. So if I divide the top and bottom by 2, for the top, I believe I'm going to get 126. And for the bottom, I'm going to get 2. Now, I can also divide another 2 out from the top and bottom. In this case, 126 divided by 2 should be 63, and then 2 divided by 2 is 1. So my final answer using the fractions would simply still be 63, because 63 over 1, 63 divided by 1 is simply 63, because any number divided by 1 is that same number. So that's how you can do it using a fractional method. But if you're more comfortable using long division, then please feel free to stick to long division. Okay, now for this example, the first number is 18, so it goes on the inside for our long division, and the second number is 72, so it goes on the outside. When we look at this, since the number on the outside is greater than the number on the inside, we're most likely going to get a decimal answer. So here's how the process works. How many times can 72 go into 1? In this case, it should be 0. So I'm going to put a 0 here because it went to it 0 times, remainder of 1. I now carry down the 8. How many times can 72 go into 18? The answer is 0 because 72 is greater than 18. So now I went to it 0 times, subtract that, still remainder of 18. Now, because I haven't been able to solve it yet, I'm going to add a decimal right here, and because I added it here, I have to add it here. I'm now going to add a 0 because 18.0 is still the same as 18. I'm now going to carry down the 0. Now I have 180. How many times can 72 go into 180? 2 times, because 72 times 2 is 144. I now do my subtraction. I should get 36. So now I add another 0, and I also carry it down. Now this is 360. How many times can 72 go into 360? The answer should be 5 times, because 72 times 5 is 360. 360 minus 360 is 0. Once I get a remainder of 0, I can stop. So my final answer here should be 0.25. So 18 divided by 72 is 0.25. Another way of doing this is, once again, 18 is the first number, so I can put it as a fraction that goes on the top. 72 is my second number, I put on the bottom. Now the goal here is to divide 18 and 72 by the same number. For this step, I always recommend you start with the number 2 and see if 18 can divide by 2 and 72 can divide by 2. And if that doesn't work, try 3. If 3 doesn't work, try 4. If 4 doesn't work, try 5, and you keep going. You want to start with your smallest number first. So in this case, 18 divided by 2 does work. It ends up getting me 9. 72 divided by 2 also works. It ends up getting me 36. So now 18 over 72 is 9 over 36. Now for 9, can it be divided by 2? The answer is no, because you get a decimal answer. Can it be divided by 3? Yes, that's great. So now that we know it can be divided by 3, we have to check, can 36 be divided by 3? In this case, yes, it also can be divided by 3. So in this case, let's compute that. 9 divided by 3 is going to be 3. 36 divided by 3 is going to be 12. So now I have 3 over 12. Looks like from 3 over 12, I can divide both top and bottom by 3 again. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I got 1 over 4, or 1/4. And 1/4 as a decimal is simply just 0.25. So that's another way of looking at the question. But once again, if you're not comfortable with the fractional method that I showed as an optional method, please just stick with the long division.